Yo, what's up, guys? If you guys don't know who I am, I was an ex-professional Paladins player. I played for, I was a sub for Team Envious, played for SK Gaming, played for the Pittsburgh Knights, and my recent team was Hype Unit, where we placed first place in PML and qualified to go to LAN. I have a bunch of experience in this game, and I'm just gonna make a Paladins rank tier list for you guys to help you guys out deciding on what you guys want to pick in your games. Corvus, we're gonna move down to the bottom because he's a new champion. He can't even be picked in rank yet. We'll talk about Corvus in the next patch when they release the mid-season patch and he gets added into rank. Androxus, he's an A. He's really good at fighting flanks in this meta. Buck, I mean, not really Buck early game, but he can fight Eevee, Maeve, any other flanks, any other DPS, he really boxing them out really well. This is kind of like triple DPS meta, kind of to an extent. So Andrew's really good in this type of meta. Ash is really good. She's an A. She like can engage really well. If you're really good at tank like myself, you can really solo carry a game with Ash, unless you like have incompetent DPS players. But Ash is really good. I advise you to check the Ash guide if you haven't already to see how you would play Ash in ranked games. But this is how you play it. I think Ash is a engaged, good old. Alice is a B. I feel like Alice could be A, and people really don't know the potential for Alice in like competitive play. But in rank, I think you could safe to say he's a B. He works in some situations where you can get wall legendary against like other snipers and have like your Victor or your sniper peek the other team for free. But other than that, like he does like 1/3 of a DPS damage still, even with the damage nerf. It's just people are still getting used to him, and he's still hard. He's still a hard champion to play. He was never an easy champion to play. Barrick is a B. That might be a surprise for some of you guys. I think Barrick, me personally, I think Barrick is like the third best point tank, and there's like three. And if you want to count Khan to play main tank at times, because Khan's an off tank, but he can play main tank, as you can see in like competitive gameplay. Barrick would be like 4. Like Barrick is just too squishy. Doesn't do enough damage. Tinkering got nerfed. Fortify is cool and all because the record nerfs, but like people play around your shield, people can get into your shield. Barrick's just a little good at like playing tight corners and stuff like that. But other than that, I think Barrick's safe to say Barrick's a B. Bomb King's an A. Bomb King, if you watch any other streamer or you're in high competitive play in rank, BK's probably gonna get banned in most of your games. He's pretty good at boxing out other DPS. Hits about 800 a shot. He's really good on smaller maps like Jaguar Falls, Bright Marsh. It's just maps that are like really annoying. He just boxes you out, pushes you, shoots over tank shields. He's a mess. But they also said the Royal Subjects is supposed to be nerfed a little bit harder and just wasn't implemented into the patch. And next patch it will. So maybe that will affect BK rank. Buck's a A. Buck, motherfucker. Buck's an A. Buck is really good at sustaining against other DPS. He fights DPS well. He can solo hold a lane. He's just really good. Like bulk up DR and Kit. If you're running the right build, you should be able to play Buck. He's really good early game. Late game kind of falls off, but the car rise nerfs play in his favor with only 75% at COD 3. Not that great. Buck and eyelids. Cassie's a B. I think Cassie, with her nerfs, with big game, her constant nerfs and nerfs, just put her down to the level. She still plays against DPS really good if you go to Blast Shot Legendary. And like, let's say you're playing against a Rom or some Makoa for some reason. Big game still gives in value. Big game still puts in work. It still whips your ass. You really ain't fucking with her. I think Cassie is a B. Dredge, he's a C. I think Dredge is really good in the maps in the situation he's played in, not good in every situation. I think that's really where the C section is, not really that good in every situation. But if it's the right situation, it could be massive. It could be a massive pick. If talk about the right situations, I would personally put Drogos at a B. I think he's a little better in the wrong situations. Like even if you pick Drogos in the wrong situation, you can still get a little value off him, except if it's like against Androxus. Then you're kind of fucked. The Andros is gonna be dueling you in the air constantly, unless you have a DPS that can like shoot him down. But Drogos is like he's a B. Yes, checks in the meta, Leon, Andro, um, Strike snipers, like things that can constantly check him and check him and check him. Like he's just solid. Eevee A. I feel like when you have the likes of Fish Echo, Pan, Random Noob, all these great EV players that can play EV at a high level, you get an A performance. EV is really good. I know she doesn't get picked that much because stuff like the Droxus is swirling the meta, but if you can get an EV pick in, or if you get an EV that can still fight the Andro, if a good enough EV player to fight the Andro, I would think she would be good enough to be a Fernando. This hurts my heart. Uh, okay. I think Nando's a C. I mean, if I want to put C as in it works really good in situations that it does, then I think Fernando's a C. Like he's not that good in every situation, but if you can get a comp where Nando can be sustainable, can play main take, he can be picked on ice mines, play maybe Jag, in situations where almost he can be picked on almost every map. He's really sustainable with a build, with like a brand build. He really doesn't die that much. Nando ult doesn't die that much. But the problem with Nando is he just doesn't dish enough damage to be considered an off tank. And then he's not that survivable to like fight on the point with the main tick. So he's kind of like in a weird mix where he's like in between. I don't know what the fuck that's called. Um, but Nando's definitely a C. Furia, C. I mean, like what the nerfs that was given to Furia, I've realized. Like I haven't played a game in 6 months. I just came back, but when I realized when people Furia ult, I feel like you have to be way more closer to Furia ult to even get the boost. And not only that, her healing was never that crazy compared to the other healers. It was like eh. So like I think she's like alright. She's pickable. Like if I have a Fury in my game, I'm not gonna cry. But she's okay. Grok. I think Grok is a. I would say Grok is a steal. I think Maelstrom is a situation where you could, if you have a Ying or a Nara on other team, I think Maelstrom will cook you. I think that's always been Maelstrom. I think Grok is a terrible healer. If you pick 3-totem Grok, you're insanely throwing my video games. Please don't pick insanely 3-totem Grok. But I think Maelstrom Grok has a place when it's picked. It's like Dredge. If you get him in the right situation, he'll have a good game. If you don't, eh. Grover's an A. Grover is so good at this meta. The root legendary just cucks all these DPS like a Droxus, tries to cucks the aggro things like Ash, Wrong. Stuff that want to get in your backline be so annoying to root. You just root someone. Please use voice mics in this game. You use voice prompts. Hey team, this motherfucker's trapped. And you just hit him in the mouth. You feel what I'm saying? Like that is Grover. Grover is really good at rooting people. His healing is still good. He gets his ult pretty fast into the fights, which will allow your team to play aggro. You can sustain your tank before dying on point. Like another life with Grover ult early game. The car rise nerfs. We've talked about that enough. Amani D, first champion to the D because she like that. Anyways, Amani is actually like meh. Like, I'm pretty sure she has a bunch of bugs on her. And not only that, she just doesn't do, like, what the other DPS does. She doesn't accomplish anything. Her dragon's cool. But once people buy Bulldozer, it kind of gets shit on. Like, there's nothing really cool about Monty Kit right now. Movement, cool. But people have better mobility than her as well. Just, I don't see a reason to pick her. Nara's an A. Nara's probably the best point tank in the game. Anara can sustain on point, fight other point takers, get aggressive with Mother Grace pushing in. Anara's really good at appealing with her ult. She's just a really good champion. She's a really good point tank. Has been in the meta for so long. Really can't nerf her, to be honest. Like I don't know what you can really do to her. I think you just keep her how she is. She's not really broken, but really good of a point taking and get aggro, play defensive, whatever you can do. The first champion to S. Oh my god. It's nerf this bitch. Like honestly, bro, like I hate Isle so much you guys would think I'm a Linity. like I like the dog is so annoying or the fox just sits on point. It's like a 6 player on another team. Just sits on point, gets cap time for your team. A TR on her healing got buffed, cauterized is nerfed. You pick Io, you got a 6 man. You got a mutt. You got a mutt on the other team. You got a Rottweiler on your team. Just sitting on point ready. Hey, the dog stuns too? Io's an S. Genos is a B. He's alright. He's really good right now. He's good in like situations he's picked in. But really hard, like Genos is really weird because they nerf Luminate. They nerf like the radius so that you can heal someone. So like he has to be more into the fight. But his kit grabs somebody that's flanking him. Um, his kit allows him to run away easily. It's like stuff that wants to be away from the fight. Now they have to put him in the fight, and he doesn't do a lot of damage. So it's like Genos is just meh. Like, but I think but like his luminary pockets are so good, you can't put him. I can't put him in C. Like he's still pickable. He's still good. Cons A, Stun Fawn has came into the scene after Storm Bullets got nerfed and just like since tanks are nerfed, you can really just stun mostly tanks. Barry can't really do anything to a main tank con on point. Off tank con kind of just runs to the back line, can stun the support, can stun the other DPS they're fighting against, stuns all off tanks. Con kind of whoops other tanks as with another DPS. You play another DPS with Con, he stuns the off tank, stalls them like an Ashe or Rom. That Ashe or Rom is probably dead unless they have Rezo. I mean, the Rom can live if they have Rezo. Ashe most likely is going to be dead if she already is Dash. Like, there's nothing much you can really do against stun Con, but you can't really solo carry a game as well ranked. You need like a team that can follow off on his stuns, play with them, because he just doesn't do that much damage as much as he used to. Canessa, I think Canessa's a B. I really want to put her into A, but like the thing with snipers, I never want to put snipers into an A unless it was like Strix when he was really good and picked on every single map. Only because like snipers are counterable. Like you can get Ruckus, Andro, Eve. You can get so many things to flank the sniper and make the sniper out the fight. But the thing about snipers that are so good, if you put so many resources into a Canessa, and you have the Canessa has like a Nara on your team, let's say you're putting like 4 things to flank this Canessa. Like you run at her and you don't kill her fast enough. This Nara has probably got 50, 60 on the point. Canessa could be a bait, or she can just be crazy amount of damage even no checks to her. Canessa is something you really have to take accountability and to draft to saying, hey, if we don't grab the necessary things initially, they might mat last pick Canessa, whoop our ass. Send us back to the fucking game lobby. Koga, easy to see. I mean, like, Koga, I feel like if we're talking controller rank, he would be much higher. But Koga's like, like, I feel like you would have to be really good to pull Koga if he's slippery with his dashes. If he hits a lot of headshots, he'll like hit you, kill you. But like other than that, Koga doesn't feel that great right now. Very mad. I remember at the start of the season, people were saying Koga's busted, Koga's this, and then people realized, hey, let's just smack him, and he got smacked. So Koga's definitely a C. He's not that crazy. Lex, gee, oh my lord, they put both of my black brothers. Anyways, yeah, Lex is a D because he just doesn't do much. All the other flankers are better. Not that crazy. He doesn't he can't really even flank. He's like a flank controller, but like he's like an anti-flank. But why pick Lex when there's a bald man named Buck that stops flanks because of his shiny ass head? Like, why the fuck would you ever pick a guy with a nice leading hair when you can pick a bald motherfucker? Buck's just a better Lex, and Lex doesn't have the DR or the sustain like Buck. D. Leon. D. I think Leon's meh. I think she fell off. Actually, no, you're going to see. Leon's meh. She fell off. Her eminence doesn't even work half the time. Like, she's good in some situations. Like, I'm not saying if you go Leon, you can't carry the rank game or do a lot of damage, but like, it's just better DPS. Like, there's no reason going Leon. Like, I'm not gonna lie. It's better DPS. Victor, Vivian, better backlines. Leon just kind of fell off. She didn't get like super worse. Just other backlines got better into the meta. That's all I gotta say about her. Maeve, it's a B. I think Maeve is really, really underrated. I think all the other fights are just outshining Maeve. But what makes Maeve so good is not her cat burglar, it's Maeve ult. Not Street Justice, Maeve ult. Maeve ult allows someone to, with Rizzo being, kind of nerfed, it's just like, Maeve ult is in control. She blinds the enemy team for a very long time. You can get aggressive. You can fall back with Mabel. You can do so many things. Like Mabel is really annoying, and like that's why I think Mabel will always be B A or maybe S because Maeve kind of just comes back into the middle. Some person plays Maeve, pops off, and everyone's like, "Oh, Maeve's here. She's broken." I think Maeve will always be B and above. Makoa's a B. When I made my Makoa guide video, I put it on Reddit. You know, Reddit's full of a bunch of peckers. I love you, Reddit. You know, people say Makoa is not usable. I'm throwing by showing people how to play Makoa in a ranked game. I think Makoa is usable. I think Makoa is pickable. I think a good Makoa can still hard carry a game. I just feel like with all the counters like Vivian, Victor, and stuff like that, it's much harder to get on these backlines. Um, Less HP, is burst easily. These are things like Makoa had to deal with in the past, to be honest. I feel like his damage nerf kind of hurt him because it does allow him to kill people faster. But I feel like a good Makoa can still make it work. But I wouldn't pick Makoa over like these other off tanks. It's just kind of like no reason to be honest. But if you do want to pick Makoa because you're level 174 like me, it works. Damba's a, Damba's a A. I feel like Damba is really good right now with like his ult has always been good. His healing feels pretty good. When every time I have a Damba on my team, I'm not sad. I'm kind of happy. Like he doesn't bring much other than healing and his ult. But that's all you really need to bring. Like, heal me, motherfucker. Heal me. That's a gourd pocket that allows him to heal twice. Not much to say about that one. Moji's I'm gonna keep a C. Moji's alright. I feel like Moji's not good at every situation, but I think in situations Moji is picked, she kind of pops. I think that was always Moji's case. I just don't think Moji is really something you should like install on first pick. I really feel like Moji should be something you should pick on lower pick on these smaller maps like Jap or Balls, which you would get a lot of value on because there's scampers you can just dash around the whole map. But that's it about Moji. Pip. See, I haven't seen much about Pip ever since I came back. I don't think I've seen a Pip in my. Oh wait, I've seen a Pip once, and that Pip was terrible. But the point about Pip is healing not that great. Can be really the main healer. His damage is subpar now with the nerfs. His chicken will always be good, but like with the damage nerfs, it's much harder to get his chicken because they're not doing as much damage, so your old charges is going up as fast. But hey, you live what you live with. Rom's at A. Oh, oh, I think he's an A. I think Rom in the situations where he doesn't have a lot of CC on the other team is perfectly fine if you don't have a fucking Dama that sees that you have a check mark that buys Death Hands 3 to stun you every time you run at him. You'll be fine. I think Rom is really good at diving backlines. There's a card that allows him to keep on. If you get like Cronus 2 to 3, you can just keep on dashing, dashing, and dashing over and over again. Just abusing and enabling the backline for your DPS to have more space to pop off. That's just how the playing tank is. Ruckus is a B. I feel like Ruckus is really good at diving some of these DPS. He's not good at diving every DPS. It's much harder for him to kill like a Vivian or even like a Victor and stuff like that because they have lifesteal and then you have to counter. Oh my god, my head hurts. But Ruckus is really good. I've pulled like 10 not kills, solo kills on Ruckus in multiple games in rank this season. He's a destruction force. Triple dash, triple rockets. That's Ruckus. Serious, next. Yeah, there's not much to say about Ceres. She's just a D. Shaolin. Shaw's a B. I feel like Shaw's really good against these flanks when he's able to stun them. It's kind of to pick Sean. Like, again, there's better backlines than Shaw. So it's like, it feels like kind of weird to pick him in most situations. But he gets the job done. Pretty lethal. There's not Sky. See, Sky's really good in the situations he's picked in. The Sky Cloud healing is actually a lot. I would never pick her like as a main healer. She's kind of like a double support type healer, where you just pick her. She does a lot of damage on the ROM. Does a lot of damage on most of these off tanks that just run into your backline. The Makoa. Like if you pick a McCall, most likely you're gonna see a Sky on another team whooping your ass. Strix B. Strix save situations, Canessa, sniper at the end of the day, really good at fighting these flanks. People think, oh, I had the Eevee, I can flick the Strix. No, you cannot flick the Strix. The Strix will whoop your ass. He can double shot you. He'll shoot you once in the air. You're gonna be fucked out the fight for a while. He's a bolt action. If you want to challenge him again with like a sword, you're most likely gonna die. Strix is pretty good, but he's a sniper. Anyway, snipers I don't think should ever be A. Talus, I already clicked the Terminus, might as well stay here. A. Terminus, second best point tank in the game right now. Really good at stopping BK. Really good at stopping most of these tank DPS. For some reason, you rank players and Paladins have a obsession of hitting Term Siphon. Thank you. I kind of just shoot you back and you kind of die. You get a little upset. You DM me. You piss me off. Woot bang bang. But the point of Terminus is definitely A. Really good at stopping these DPSs. Pretty good point tank. Can't really buy Colorize on him. But the fact that you can't buy Colorize on him is kind of good in this fact where your teammates buy Colorize, and you kind of just get to buy other stuff like Mass Threading Dimple. You just get to have fun in the game, to be honest. Destruction. You can't really kill anything with like no car. You kill something if they don't have their healer right next to them. But your turn. Big ass X, big boy, big beefy boy looking like death. Feel what I'm saying? Talus, B. Talus in the same place as Koga for me. This was console. He would be definitely much higher if it was console. But Talus, good in the situations he's picked in. Not that great in the situations he's not picked in. Not that great in every situation, but only pick him in the situation he's good at. I think that's Tyra. I mean, that's Talus. Tony the Tiger. Tony the Tiger, or Tiberius, or Tiberus, or Tiger is A. He's pretty good because, like, most of the tanks, he slows people, goes through shields, hits DPS really hard. These are like the backlines I'm talking about. He's just a better backline than most of these, like Cassie's of the world. It's just like, why pick like Cassie and Leon when you could go Tiger or Victor or Vivian? But we'll get to that. Torvald, D. This is the second bald man on the list. Not that good as the other bald man. Even in rank when you have a dual partner, you kind of don't want to go Torvald. He doesn't really hard carry your games, to be honest. It's just eh, like, he's not that great, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. But, you know, it is what it is. Torvald a D. For dick. Oh, fuck, I said the word. Tara's B. Really, I think she's good. No, she's a C. Again, C stands for good in a situation. You pick that. Not that great at every situation. Tyra, I feel like she is undervalued in a triple DPS type of meta that we're in, or even in double. Not she can get ran at double tank, but she's really good on these smaller maps, or the triple DPS type meta I'm speaking about. Victor's A. Life stealing kit, burst damage, shoots you from a mile away for a lot. Really can't get on them. Flanks can get on them, but it's kind of hard. You have to go through like the world. Victor. Same thing. A lot of burst damage, hard to get to her shield. Kind of destroys people. Off tanks being nerfed hurts because you can't really hit her that hard. She hits you for a lot, makes you back up. Ooh, bang bang. It doesn't need wrecker. Kind of like a shield destroyer even without wrecker. Vivian boys. Willow. I think Willow's a C. I think Willow's good in a situation. Good in a situation she's picked at. Not so good in a situation she's not picked at. Ying. A. I think Ying. The problem with Ying is I want people to pick Ying in my game, but some people just don't understand. Like if you pick Ying in situations that's really good for Grok and you don't have a counter for Grok, Grok's just gonna eat. But Ying is really good as a healer. Her only job is to do is heal. Ying. Zen. Zen's a B. I think with the guillotine nerf of him getting like shot and getting killed in guillotine, it's much more focusable. when he goes for it. But Yomi still hits these DPS pretty hard. My problem with like the flanks like Zen, Koga, Talus, it's Maeve, it's just like Androxus, Eevee, Andro, Eevee, Buck are just way too good. There's no reason to pick any other flanks. And it's like just pick two backline DPS as well. Like Zen's alright, plays really well off tank. And Corvus, yeah, we'll get into Corvus later. That's all about the tier list. Everyone, thank you for watching. If you have not seen any of my frontline guide or take guides, you can go down below. I might do another just personal tank tier list video. It will go more in depth on tank matchups and tank situations, stuff like that. We'll just have a talk like we're having right here. But that's the Paladins Season 3 ranked tier list. Leave a comment down below of what you guys think about the video. Any thoughts, any ideas what I could do for my next couple videos. I love you guys. Peace.